In the case of Kanu, frankly speaking, the charges can hardly be proved. So I don't know, I can't see how some of those charges will stand in law. So the choice before the government is to have this matter resolved politically.
When Nigerian citizens see the details of the Supreme Court statement today, they will marvel at how, after saying all these illegalities that the federal government and their security agencies committed, all they had to do was that the primary court said, the appeal court said that the primary court had no jurisdiction. So they condemned the appeal court for taking that decision. Therefore, because the primary court had jurisdiction, the case should go back to them. So if in all these atrocities they committed, they had killed Nnamdi Kanu, what would be the basis of the primary court and its jurisdiction? What would be the basis of it? You know, when I studied, I talked about judicial rascality. So what it empowers is security rascality. Because you cannot tell other police, army, navy, air force, condemn them plainly, and then you exonerate them. So you give them license to kill Nigerians, just like they are doing in Plateau, killing people. They are doing in Benue. Herdsmen are killing people. But you haven't had any person in this country condemn the herdsmen of Nigeria for killing hundreds of thousands of Nigerians. You haven't had them condemn the killings in southern Kaduna. So the security agencies are being encouraged to recklessness. And recklessness not about spoken word. Recklessness with gun, killing Nigerian citizens.
There is one sad truth I suddenly realized, that those prosecuting Nnamdi Kanu today are not concerned, are not bothered that Nigerians are massacred across different regions of this country. I repeat myself, I realize lately that those who are prosecuting Nnamdi Kanu, be it the federal government, be it the DSS or whatever they are, are not concerned that Nigerians are dying in their hundreds, in their thousands, across the regions of the north, the regions of the south, the regions of the southeastern region, and the west. The middle belt has been turned to killing fields. They are not bothered, they are not concerned. How do I mean? The president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has not visited those crime scenes where Nigerian citizens were massacred in their homes, in their respective ancestral homes. The people of Jos, Benue, Taraba, even when it involves the military personnel who are sacrificing, paying the ultimate price to keep the territorial integrity of the Nigerians safe, but unfortunately, they are not being considered. Their effort and sacrifice is not being seen by the executive. Those prosecuting Nnamdi Kanu are not condemning the killings across the regions by the terrorists. Those who are killing the terrorists, they once told us by the Chief of Defense Staff, affirmed that those killings are not Nigerians. Those killing Nigerians are aliens who invaded Nigeria, start killing the population, the indigenous people of this country, the residents within the Nigerian defined territory as a sovereign state, admitting clearly by the military chiefs that Nigerian territorial integrity has been greatly compromised. This is the position expressed by the service chiefs, indirectly telling us that Nigerian state is under siege, could no longer guarantee the safety of the life of the citizens and their properties within the defined territory of Nigeria. People are being killed the aliens, the foreigners invade Nigeria, stay within Nigeria, carry out their dastard and nefarious operations, retire to their safe havens, unperturbed, unapprehended, unhindered, with remarkable ease. More sadly, they are no longer targeting the defenseless population or civilians, but now the military installations, the military base, the military facilities, the military personnel are under attack, under severe attack, under heavy attack, under heavy bombardments. It is quite unfortunate that those who are prosecuting, who are bent, interested in prosecuting Nnamdi Kanu today, those pushing for Nnamdi Kanu to be crucified, are not bothered. They don't care about the killings, the massacre of the Nigerian populace across ports. The level of atrocity, the worst is that even the military personnel who have fell victim of this, there is no national mourning for them. There is no any sign that somebody dies. They are not perturbed. They go about their political engagements, their personal travels, as if nothing happened, because those people could be considered as immaterial or as a sacrifice. It doesn't matter how many people get down, provided their political interest is protected. How many of these politicians, both those currently in power and those aspiring to become one, have gone to empathize with the families who lost their loved ones, with the military families, bereaved families of the military personnel, just to start with, let alone the civilians who has repeatedly lost their loved ones helplessly, attacks, reoccurrence of attacks upon attacks, and you begin to ask, what exactly is happening? Of course, the military has come to tell us, the security operatives, the DSS, that, look, stop waiting on us to protect you. We're even overwhelmed because we can't be everywhere at the same time to protect you. Citing what happened in Benue State of recent, where you can imagine, in the host community where the military base is sited, people were attacked and there was no resistance. The attackers, the alleged foreigners, nobody put up resistance to repel them. What the military could say, they have no mandate to repel or go after them. But it is very clear that these people are killing Nigerian citizens within the defined territory of Nigeria, sadly, ungoverned space. Because if those spaces are being governed, you could provide security for the people and account for any eventuality or loss of life. That is what is called governed regions, governed territories. You must assert your governance and influence to protect the people. It is not mainly to intimidate, to harass, to subjugate. This is the essence of government. And if there is absence of governance, by inference, protecting life and property of the citizens, that is not government. What we have is a jungle, is a state of anarchy. That is simply the truth. And what these politicians are interested in is, how do I secure the next dispensation, the next political season? Who and who do I have to bring down? Who and who do I have to war in on my side? They are only busy canvassing, strategizing on how to continue to enjoy what they have been enjoying. It's quite unfortunate, very sad indeed, what is happening. How long will this continue? With the spikes of killing across the entire regions of this country, that would have given them sense of responsibility to acknowledge the position of Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu has raised several concerns in the past for more than 15 years or close to 2 decades. What is playing out now? But the negligence and ineptitudeness on the part of the government and lack of responsibility by the same government, successive governments, has brought us to where we are today. If it is in any sane or responsible society, the government should have paid attention to those concerns that was raised by Nnamdi Kanu that is now unfolding. Instead, they ignored the killer squad, the terrorists, ravaging communities, killing, annihilating. This is genocidal, just as the local government and every other person within the Benue state have admitted that what is playing out is genocide, ethnic cleansing against the people. But nobody cares, even when it involves children who are butchered with cutlass, mercilessly, in a country where the terrorists fed twins to their dogs, countless of them. Nobody is talking, nobody is concerned. It doesn't matter to them. Where is that humanity in us? You begin to ask if really these people are humans. Sadly, they don't have that empathy. Now, somebody who has raised concern, this is what is about to happen, unfortunately, has caught up with us. Now, how do we fix the problem? Instead of listening to him, reviewing his positions and arguments, and see how you can tailor it to address the state of insecurity, you are summoning him, trying to nail him, trying to jail a man presumed innocent, a man set as acquitted and discharged under Nigerian court of law. On what ground was the case ruled in favor of Nnamdi Kanu by an appellate court of law upheld by the Supreme Court could be set aside? Because the argument was that Nnamdi Kanu jumped bail, but the Supreme Court of Nigeria led to rest all those arguments and counter-arguments, blamed the Nigerian government and the security operatives for being callous, invading or attempted assassination of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, only for asking for the self-determination and of his people, which does not contradict any known law within the Nigerian legal framework. Nigerian government or the constitution recognizes the right to political affiliations, the right to self and cultural preservation. So in what way has Nnamdi Kanu contradicted the position of the law? Nnamdi Kanu is the problem, is the enemy. Why the main enemy ravaging, killing, destroying lives, properties, bombarding and raising down military base, slaughtering the military personnel are not enemies, but instruments in the hands of the politicians because they brought them down to Nigeria. Recall, in a bid to unseat Jonathan's administration, we are aware of what transpired. Today, they have grown, they have become monsters, are being aided by the visa on arrival during the Buhari's regime. Eventually, they have to establish their base and begin to expand, unleashing mayhem on Nigerians. These people should be celebrated. even when they are arrested in criminality, red-handed, they could be pardoned and reintegrated into Nigerian system, not just into Nigerian society, but into the military formation, the military architecture, thereby threatening the existence of Nigerian state and the life and property of everyone resident within Nigeria. Governor Zulum of Borno State recently admitted that some soldiers and politicians are informants to these terrorists. They are working hand in hand, pari passu. It is quite disturbing how callous the society has become, that someone calling for the defense of his people could be considered a terrorist. Why those killing other people invading different regions of this country, not just a particular region, killing, grabbing land, annihilating the people, have been treated with kiss glove. What a word, what an irony. But how far could this continue? That is fundamental. How far could this be allowed to continue? Today, Nnamdi is standing trial, despite the fact the judicial legal violations